What a piece of meat.
Thank you. I know I am. Look at that. That is so good. So this is a T-bone. So we've got the sirloin there. That's a bit of the fillet there.
Yeah.
A nice fat cap on the top there. So we're going to go really simple with this. We're just going to go with some salt on this.
Are you going to cook that in one piece, or are you going to slice it first? Or?
No, one piece like this.
Quite wide.
Yeah, quite wide. So cook it off the heat or just to the edge of the heat.
Yeah.
And it'll cook through and it'll build up a bit of sear as it cooks.
Yeah.
And we don't have to do the reverse sear, indirect, direct, or the direct, indirect. We'll just cook it in the middle and just move it and adjust it. Yeah. So this is set to about 200 degrees, see?
Yeah.
Here, we've got some nice hot embers there. And all I'm going to do is get some sea salt just over the top of here. So people say how much salt is too much salt. The right amount of salt when you season it will stick. So if I put too much salt on that bit, say, give it a shake. Yeah. Actually, the salt has already drawn the moisture out, and that is the right amount of salt for that bit of beef.
Got you.
Okay, and I put a bit on the fat cap and a bit on this side. See, and then give it a shake. But the right amount of salt will stick to it because that's in contact with the meat.
The popping, is that the salt
that's
popping?
The salt, yeah, on the hot coals like that. So there we go, shut that. No smoke on this one for a change. Yeah. I'm just gonna put the brake on a little bit, just slow it down. Yeah. And then now it's up to temperature, just ease off a little bit on the accelerator pedal just to hold that nice 200 degrees or so. These ceramic Kamados cook like an oven, even heat round, but the heat will come from the side of that. So that should be perfect and that will crisp up that fat there.
And you've been telling me one of the things I keep doing is, checking, not to do that. So what's your strategy? How long, because it's quite thick, you know the temperature, you're going to guess when halfway done is? Or
I'm going to read that smoke. So for me, smoke signals are really important. Yeah. As that meat warms up and the fat starts to render out, which is a sign that it's getting crispy, that fat will drop on the coals and you'll see more white smoke. So I will be reading what's coming out of the top there, and that'll tell me exactly the right time to turn that.
That's barbecuing 111 or something.
Okay, that's...
But for mere morsels like me, roughly how long?
So I probably give that 10 minutes and then turn it. So yeah. Obviously the internal temperature of that, so mostly sirloin and fillet. So I quite like it somewhere rare to medium rare. So finished temperature after it's rested between 50 and 55 degrees C. In the middle. So I'll probably take it off at 46, 47, something like that. And it'll carry on cooking. So it's a fairly chunky bit of beef. And it'll carry on cooking. It'll take it somewhere 52, 53, hopefully, which should be perfect for us.
So how long have we had that on there for, Marcus?
So this has been on for about 40 minutes, an hour, something like that. I'm not really watching the time because we're here cooking away. Exactly, but the important thing with this is the temperature. So this is 47, 48 now, internal temperature. It's nicely seared. Yeah. The fat on the edge there is nice and crispy. Wow. So that just needs to come out and rest now for 20, 30 minutes. Resting is quite a passive process. I'm not, for me it's an opportunity just to add another level of flavour. So I'm going to give it a little minute to rest, but then I've got some special little treats to go on top of it. A little trick
I'm excited.
Of mine. So to save coal, because we're finished cooking, what do? Put the brake on, so shut that down, shut the accelerator pedal off, and that will save some coal for the next time, which makes this a very frugal way of cooking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I only use a handful of charcoal to cook a beautiful bit of meat like that. So resting is quite a passive process, but for me it's an opportunity to add more flavour. So we're going to pop some of the bone marrow on top here. And that wouldn't really melt, but with the latent heat that's stored in that. So we help it along with a piece of charcoal like that. So some people say, well, the bone marrow's raw when you put it on, but that's superheating it there. It's not going to be raw for very long under there, so it cooks it, and you can see the fat from the bone marrow just melts and it just bastes that as it's resting. So that's another level of flavour you can add just at the end of the cooking.
Wow, I've never seen that done before. Well, that's a lie. I did see it yesterday when he was doing the dirty steaks.
No, on the pork.
No, sorry, it was on the dirty pork, that's right. But to see it with the bone marrow melted across the top, I just can't wait to dive into this one.
Yeah, look at that lovely slick of melted bone marrow and herbs and garlic on top. That is beautiful. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm going to cut it off the bone, so there's that nice bone running down the middle.
And remind us, was that an aged piece of
Yeah, this was beautiful,
Steak.
dry aged. This is the 40 to 50 day dry aged steak.
Yeah.
Look at that, perfectly cooked. So this is settled out somewhere about 54, 55, so medium rare.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's where we want it to be.
Stop there because I need to get in. I need
Go on,
to get in. Look at that.
So this is the sirloin side of it.
Mm.
We've obviously got the fillet side, and the fillet does a lot less work, so you can see that's really tender. So I've had that facing away from the heat, so it's going to take less cooking because we don't want the heat to hit that fillet so much. There you go, try a bit of the fillet. See if there's any changes and differences in texture.
Yeah, thank you. I'm melting in the mouth.
So that's got less collagen, just slightly less, because neither of these muscles do a lot of work, just slightly less collagen in the fillet, which is what makes it so tender. That bone marrow just adds another extra level to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you like the fillet? Which do you prefer, the fillet or the sirloin
I
side?
should prefer the sirloin, and yeah, I'm a fillet guy.
Yeah,
That's just someone else.
it is. The thing about fillet is it hasn't got much fat in, so it hasn't got the collagen, but it hasn't got much fat in. The sirloin's got a bit more fat in. When you warm that up, you get it, you know, medium rare, it starts to warm up, and that just bastes on the inside and melts, and it's wonderful.